an eschatology series by ValerieLynnStephens. Deep faith. This piece explores the phenomenon of psychological projection and parasitism prevalent within narcissistic individuals and communities. Many have encountered the unsettling suspicion that this world is a bit of a sham. But of course, as Max Ehrmann once admonished, despite its sham and drudgery, it's still a beautiful world. Of course. Nevertheless, it's important to accuse the hundred pronouns, heaven and hell. And thus shall we begin our craven sojourn into the belly of the beast, whose master rides the whipping leash of the fascist world order. Many malformed and rabid pups have been birthed from this hermaphroditic metaphysical mammal. In this piece we shall tickle the dark underbelly of narcissism, picking the throbbing, sturdacious venal anatomy of its parasitic sufferings known as trickster and shapeshifter, which glut themselves upon the blood of true nobles. If one takes a true gander at the cesspool that is inhumanity, one may notice a surplus of seeming identity diffusion going on. And this form of vampirism, my comrades, is of the psycho-spiritual variance, the likes of which would make Satan himself chortle in embarrassment. At least I own myself. Nevertheless, the Dark One must make do with the mortal vessels at his disposal, but all in all, they seem to be getting the job done right. Efficiency is king, but I digress. Humanity has always mistaken its spirit for flesh and flesh for its spirit. That is to say, things can get quite hairy if one minds the flesh before taming one's spirit. Things have also gotten hairy due to so many mortal vessels attempting the fraud and forgery of body and spirit checks. After all, the careful refinement and curation of the human soul is a painstaking process. The Lord moves in both mysterious and gradualistic ways. An organismic and authentic evolution is favored by none, yet still chosen by some. Just don't expect a Nash equilibrium to be breached anytime soon. Which brings us to the malodorous teat of the subject at hand, narcissism and identity theft. But, dear comrades, you can only wish that this involves your mere credit score. After all, one learns very quickly if one is showing up to class that the credit is doled out very penuriously for the right things, and lavishly for all the wrong things. But, my world-weary travelers, despair not. This is a feature of the bug whose entomology we can study, with a morphology we can dissect. It's another creature of ephemera, too, just like me and you. That said, the dissection of good and evil themselves can be attempted with mere mental instruments, but the vessels thereof, full vivisection, systematically and throughout the woefully harrowing yet banal tenure of this life, that is. This here cogitative regurgitance is just that, most likely observations on human depravity and ignominy that have already been recorded within the annals. However, I can perhaps offer something new to the one or ones reading it now in this particular Heraclitean stream of consciousness. Next up, how deepfakes pretend to be you while convincing you that you are them. Under the blitz and hammer of Get Your Jollywood, the dead carpet rolls out. Out from hearses moonlighting as limousines, the ghouls rush in. Some slither, some slink, some in suits, some in mink. With zombified mane, all is in vain. The future's so dim, the nip-tucks are grim. And don't forget to get your biannual anal implants, which the bad administrators preach. Now the camera obscura in masquerade, the world stage is set, with celestial attendees duly monocled. Keep your third eye peeled. The projector is calibrated with fated death. You are me, and I am you. Thine essence distilled is why I killed. I am nothing without you. Because, dearest receptacle of my morbid envy, you are quite something. But lest you discover my pitiable little secret, a malicious mechanism of Goldbergian splendor and dazzling array shall I convey. For what you have rightfully earned, I petulantly and unmeritoriously demand. Then, with moot but brute force, I begin the siphoning, like an astronomical body of diminutive density but unyielding inertial mass. And whenever my field is entered and the event horizon looms nigh, prepare for strange Saturnalian anomalies and distortions of mindscape. For this is the story of how devils are recast as saints and heroes are denigrated as dudes. And all this without the express and smitten consent of targeted self-directors. For I covet not idols of wood, metal, or stone, but the choicest morsels of spirit alone. After all, my dark lord wants your soul, not your body, and so do I. But I'm different because I crave not just to triangulate your castling with a quick Boden's mate battery. I want to inhabit you, me for you, and you for me. Thus are my mechanisms of disastral projection engaged and deployed. And soon enough your inmost treasures are systematically plundered and pillaged with the dexterous aplomb of a heart locksmith. Up becomes down, and down becomes up, when there is nothing there to fill my cup. You see, I could take up the cross of my own journeyman and learn mastery, but I choose tricks instead. Where you possess lucidity of charitable intent, I obfuscate with hate. Where you possess perspicacity and discernment, I visit upon you parasomnias, where quantum goblins frighten and torment with false awakenings, sleep paralysis, and identity fragmentation and dissipation. Where you possess somatic pulchritude, I wear you down in body, mind, and spirit to effect upon your demeanor and visage telomeric contractions of progerian proportion. And this all to prove how undesirable you are. I seek your slow, demoralizing transmogrification from the outside in. I am determined to fashion you into the monster that I actually am, as Dr. Frankenstein falls in his skin with abject chagrin. Yet what I hope that you'll never catch on to is how to break free and defeat me. Yet this is an alchemical formulation which I have unwittingly been revealing to you all along. For here is the ultimate blaring horn in my side. In the end of all ends, even 0-point energy shall continue to teem with more substance than I, despite my best, worst efforts. And what is this formula for my defeat, the antidote to my toxin? My dear captor, it is that you were already the victor. You were already pure. That is why I sought you with the Monarchian momentum, which bid that transcendentally anarchist German philosopher to nigh resurrect. You see, I was never your enemy. After all, mustn't a true enemy also be a peer, a co-equal? An unholy trinity indeed we would be. You see, I was defeated from the outset. In actuality, you provided an employment of my psychosomata in the most dignified and exultant way, despite my own depraved and adversarial stance. Yes, in the end, even the darkness serves the light. All beings divine must first descend to Hades. And your final coup is that you can someday ascend. My reward has been paid in full, for I was but a tool. Composed by ValerieLynnStephens in December of 2025. Thanks for listening, and Godspeed.